Hello, what's up, y'all? Hey, this is your boy Omson the Real. Hey, what's going on, guys? What I plan to hope that this video reaches you in the best of physical health, in the best of mental health, and of course, in the best of spiritual health. In this video today, I want to speak about the case of this famous female Senegalese TikToker who goes by the name Khadija So, on the 19th of March 2026, just like a week ago, ambulance in the capital city of Senegal, Dakar, were called to a residence. Upon their arrival in that particular house, they found this young lady laying on the floor and unresponsive. She was not responding, like she was mute and laying on the floor. The ambulance tried to revive her, but there was no way. They took her to the medical center, to a medical center down there in Senegal, to try to revive the young girl, but there was no way. A few hours later, she was declared dead. Now, police jumped in to try to find out what exactly happened to Khadija So that led to her death. To do this, they had to go to Khadija So's husband's house, the exact place where the ambulance picked Khadija So unresponsive. The police went to that house and interrogated the husband of Khadija So. They spoke with the husband of Khadija So to try to understand what exactly happened to her, what exactly happened to his wife that led to the death of his wife. You know, a death never happens just like that. Either you were sick, you had a heart attack, you had a accident, etc., etc. Death always has some cause. So the police were trying to understand what exactly was the cause of Khadija So's death, untimely death and sudden death. So upon speaking with the husband of Khadija So's husband said that his wife just had a heart attack. You understand that his wife suddenly just stopped breathing and she fell on the floor. She had a heart attack or cardiac arrest, if you want to say it that way. But after taking after performing autopsy on the dead body of Khadija So, the hospital found out that Khadija So was badly beaten. You understand? She was badly beaten. She had sustained some internal wounds. You understand? Under her skin, there was no like wounds on her skin, but under the skin there were like some internal wounds. There were some wounds that were provoked by the beating she had sustained. Now they try to understand who exactly beat Khadija So in that house there. They don't want to say to her husband, okay, you're the one who beat your wife to death, since himself he was even pretending to be crying. You understand that he lost his wife, also his unborn child. Also, let me note that Khadija So was 7 months pregnant. Only 2 months were left for Khadija So to become a mother for the first time. After police investigated the case, they found out that the husband, around 6 o'clock in the morning, the husband and Khadija and her husband got into some kind of quarrel. You understand? They had some misunderstanding, some quarrel between them, which led the husband to beat the hell out of Khadija So. He even punched Khadija So in the stomach, which led to Khadija So's death, since she was like fully pregnant and only was having 2 months left to give birth to her first baby. You understand? They had some misunderstanding, and the husband thought the best thing to do is to, finish with these women once and for good. It is very sad. It is very sad. Like I always tell men, I will repeat something that I always tell men. If you see that you and a particular woman don't get along, there is something between you that's not working. You understand? Leave that woman. Find yourself another woman. No matter how much you think you love that woman, isn't worth women or aliving that woman and then going to jail for the rest of your lifetime. You understand? Always have the courage to leave the woman whenever you see that there is something between you that is not working, something that you know can lead you one day to get like a physical or violent with that woman. The best thing to do is to just cut everything with that woman, move on with your life. Find another woman. You understand? Find another woman. You have no any kind of a reason to try to be with a woman you know that maybe she's no longer into you, maybe she's kind of making you jealous, maybe she's kind of provoking you in one way or another, maybe she's kind of looking down on you. You understand? Leave the women. It is the best thing. This is something I always tell men. You understand? Always have the courage to walk away from that woman whenever you feel that she is doing things that will cause you to get physical or violent with her one day. Always have the courage to walk away. And then the women. Women are creatures that are, they don't like any man that treats them good. They always like the violent men. They always like men that treats them like a piece of a shit. This part of women's psychology, you understand, because they have this stupid belief that they should try to rather change that man than to leave that man and find another man. In fact, the man treats them like a piece of a shit. That's why in the first place they started dating men over the thousands of men who likes them, who loves them, and who treat them like a queens. They don't want this man who treats them good, who values them, who treats them like queens. No, they went, you understand, the violent men, the men they know that will break their neck one day, which is the very reason that I do not have a sympathy for a woman who dies in a domestic abuse. I have no sympathy, you understand, for them, because they chose that situation. They chose that man over thousands of good men, good, calm, and relaxed, laid back men that wanted to marry them or date them or whatsoever. They rejected this man and picked the man that would break their neck one day. You understand? It is it is what it is, but this is how women are mostly. Women mostly are, you understand, especially women who are raised in domestic or in houses where they were treated like a piece of a shit growing up. They were not like treated good. You understand? They were not showing love, they were not showing care, they were not treated good. You understand? So if you just appear in front of them and start treating them good, they will be afraid of you, because they're not used to being treated good. If you just appear in front of them and start showing them love and care, they will be afraid of you. They will automatically develop a defense mechanism against you, because they are not used to being valued. They are not used to being treated good. You understand? It is strange, but that's how it is. That's why we see a lot of domestic abuse, a lot of feminicides, etc., etc. It is because the women love that way. They enjoy that way, being treated bad. Guys, this story is a very sad one. I feel very sad for the child, though. The child that didn't even get to come to this planet Earth spent like 7 months in the making. Just 2 months before the child made it out. Animalistic, stupid, dumb ass father, and alived the mother, and aliving the child consequently. Two stupid people were married to each other. This is always how it will end. One of the women is stupid. She will, with no doubt, marry a stupid man. You understand? And how two stupid people's relationship ends is always like this. One will be gone. You understand? Because the difference between intelligence and stupidity is the limit. Intelligence has limits. Stupidity has no limits. Stupidity goes until it can no longer go. And that's very bad. Guys, until next time, see you all again. Peace out.